Hello, today I'd like to talk about Projection Labs and what Projection Labs is. It is a retirement planning software, and I found this very beneficial and gives you many ways to put in your retirement ideas and to figure out if you should do Roth conversions or if you should do traditional 401k contributions, and it will give you like tax implications and stuff like that, and it will give you a good guideline of how your retirement is going or will be going if you put in all the information accurately to your situation. So let's get started. Projection Labs. So just go to Google, type in Projection Labs, and here's the software. Okay, so here's a Projection Labs. Okay, we're going to start with normal walkthrough, and we're going to just click. It says takes about 5 to 10 minutes, so let's set this one up. So here's what we'll do. How would you like to plan? So I'm going to do this as a couple, married. I'm going to put in a date of 1980. 1980. Okay, so both of us are 40 years old, 45. Sure. US dollar, continue. Okay. Savings. Which of these do you have today? Savings. Okay, I have investments, I have real estate, and I have debt. Sure. All right. How much cash do you have saved? Let's say I have saved, $5,000. Okay, and this is joint. Okay, so I'm going to continue. How much do you have invested? Okay, I'm going to put in some 401k that I have from my employer. So I have, let's say, $40,000 from my employer. Continue. Go back. I want to add my wife 401k. Let's say she's got $20,000, and this is going to change to spouse. Okay, continue. What other kinds of assets do you have? We have a house. We have what's the purchase price of the house? So let's say this is a $300,000 house. Okay, current value 310. Okay, this is joint. It's under both of us. Fully owned, financed. Current loan for let's say 270. Annual percentage rate. Let's say we got it locked in 3.5. Monthly compounding monthly payment, and we're going to say monthly payment is 1,200, no, 1,500. These are just guesses. Okay, what kind of debts do you have? Okay, I have debt, normal debt. So this is balance. Let's say this is credit card debt. Let's see if I can put in, yeah, credit card debt. So let's say I have a $3,000 credit card debt. Annual percentage rate 29.99. This is both of us. Compounds daily. Monthly payment. Monthly payment. I'm gonna say $50. Used to pay off infinity. So if you did this, you'd have it'd take you infinity to pay that off. So let's put in $600. All right, it would take 1 year for you to pay that off. All right, and this one we're going to remove. Okay, delete. We shouldn't really have debt, credit card debt. That's just excessive money that you bought something, and you should not try to have that because that just negatively affects you. All right, so let's go. Let's get started. So, welcome to Projection Lab. Next, this dashboard gives you a quick look at all your data. Okay, let's go next. So here you'll see your high-level view of your current financials right here. Next, add the plan / projections you create will show up here. The data comes from the current finance selection. Let's go here next. Okay, so jump to current finances. On this page, you can update the starting conditions used by most plans. Next, when you edit details here, any plans that make projections from the current date will be updated to. Next, edits here will also create a progress points each day. Let's check out the progress screen next. Okay, with progress points, you can overlay your actual progress as time goes by on the top projections and if any plans that start at a fixed date. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard next. Okay, To make a new set of projections, try adding a plan. Finish. Okay, we're all done there. All right, so we have our things here: our house, our 401k, our home loan, our debt. All right, let's go about adding a plan for the future. Plan for now, and starts today. Create a plan. Let's make a plan. So you'll next steps you'll define the key elements needed to make and start making projections for the future. These can always be changed and updated later until a full plan interface. All right, so your retirement. I want to retire, let's say at 60. My spouse is 60, so we're going to work an additional 20 years. We plan on living to our 90s, okay? And then our financial independence. So this is Bill Bengen's 4% rule, 25% of your net worth. That would make you what's called as FIRE, financially independent, and you are retired. You can be retired at the point. Next, we'll keep this investment growth rate. Let's see what it says here. It should say default to 66% for investment growth rate. Over long term, the U.S. stock market has historically returned an annualized return of 10.9, including dividend reinvestment, but only 6.8 is for your account for inflation. So we can change that let's change it to 7. Okay. We could use historical data or we could use advanced. So I'm just going to go with the fixed rate, and then inflation, we're going to keep it at 3%. Continue. Sources of income. So I'm going to say that both myself and my wife have a salary of $50,000. Yeah. And then this is for my wife. It's going to be spouse, 50K. Okay. Added. No more sources of income. Cash flow priorities. If you want to make sure that you put the first cash that you have available from your salaries, would go into these things right here. So we're going to put most of our cash into let's say 401ks. Okay, that's what I would say. I don't want to save. I'm using the free plan right now. So, but let's go back here and add a priority. Let's look at the priorities. So let's get an idea of what this means. This says that debt payments are pretty high priority. I would say that should be like number 1. So once those paid off, I would actually slide it up to the first one. So we want to pay off any debts before we start putting a whole bunch into our 401k, because that percentage rate is super high. Let's say it's close to 30% annual APR on your credit cards. So definitely pay those off first, and then start investing in your 401k. Okay, that's I would say the best way to go about. Quick disclaimer: this information is for entertainment and information purposes only. Please consult your own financial advisor for information on the best way for you to tackle your finances and allocations. Thank you. All right, continuing forward. So this is my cash flow priority. So these are the items of which I want to pay first. First, pay down your debt. Then you start putting in your 401k and start doing investments. So your house, you can start paying a little bit extra, but the house, if it's only, let's say, 5 or 6%, you could be earning more on your investments. So there's a strategy that paying off your house early sometimes give you more, makes you feel more achievement. So some people, paying off a house is a good idea because it gives you that feeling, right? But for in all realities, if you put it into your 401k, it probably would be about the same, or it may actually provide more back to you. But it's totally up to you to do that. Okay. So let's. So anything else within my cash flow priorities, we will save anything left over. Okay. Now we have our debt. So our debt was we have. Let's see. That is financing details. Let's see if we have. Okay. Yeah, it's kept the same information as before. That's fine. Okay. Continue. Assets. We have our house. Okay. Let's click on that. Okay. We can click on. No, everything looks good there. Continue. Okay. And effective ordinary tax rate, so it's giving us a capital gains tax rate, dividend treatment, financial transaction tax, wealth tax, tax withholding. Okay, everything looks good there. So now we start to get our projection. Okay, welcome to your first plan. Let's go next. Let's see what this has to say. See your here you see your projected plotted here. So next, okay. Oh, where is it? Did it point back? Okay. You can switch between your several types of plots, such as stacked breakdowns, net worth, cash flow, and savings rate. Next. So we can drop this down. Okay, what's your income? All right, I get updated premium if I want to do that. Let's see, expenses. Okay, another premium feature. It's okay. You can look at this at different ranges. Okay, you can adjust how you plan to see new results right away. You can experiment with different results, different retirement ages, and other plan variables from this toolbar right here. Okay, that'd be an important one. And you can click anywhere in the chart to see a breakdown of what happened each item. Next, you can go to the plan settings to change more advanced configurations. All right, so let's look at this little graph. So it's saying I'm 46 years old right now, and this is my net worth. It's including my house and everything else, some of the debt I got to pay off. So up here is that's where I will reach financial independence. So at the age of 57, we will reach financial independence. So, and then we keep going, final year salary. So we could actually start retiring at this age at 59, and then spouse and yourself both retire at the age of 60. Okay, and then paid off at this time in your life at the age of 67, you would be paying off your mortgage. All right, and then start RMDs at 75 years old. Sorry, it was 72 before. And your net worth, it tells us a net worth of $845,000. Okay, but you are already, you paid off your mortgage. You paid off. I don't have any cars in here though. We should probably add some cars. Let's see where we add some cars, because cars are a big contributor to income leaving you. Expenses. So let's put in income. We got expenses. Let's add an expense. So there should be a car. Where's car? Rent, student debt. Okay. Why don't they have car in here? Accounts, savings, income, expenses. Why doesn't it have a car? Rent, debt. Why? There should be definitely a car in here. Cash flow priorities, real estate assets, income, expenses. Okay, okay, we'll continue on. So up here we have our retirement. If you reach age 60, that's when you want to retire. Your spouse wants to retire. End of the plan, end of life is 90. Financial independence would be 25% of what you currently make right now. And investment growth rate is 7%. So you can quickly play with these numbers. So let's say if we had a really bad set of years and we went down to 5, this would show that you'd hit your peak at your retirement year, your final salary, and then you start reducing. Okay. Now I'm not sure if this includes any Social Security information into it. I would expect it to. So RMDs, it doesn't say any type. Let's add some Social Security here too. So there it is. All right. So Social Security for you. Let's say you're working quite a bit and you get $2,500 a month. Does it say a month? Today's currency. Where is total today's currency? You. And is this a month? I'm assuming it's a month. Okay. 62 match inflation. I think it's a year. Social Security. Starting amount. Let's put in for spouse 1,800. Add that. and we would start pulling that at age, this is for you. So this one here is you, and yeah. Today's currency, yeah. 1 second, let's pull up my calculator here. Alright, so we got $2,500 times 12, so let's say it's $30,000. And then 1,800 times 12, 21.6. So 30 and 21.6. 30 and 21.6. Okay, and then we will save that. So that changes our projections. So now all of a sudden things are looking a little better. And I will put this in. One thing I do want to do is use an effect. So let's say this was at age 70, okay, and then for the rest of your life. And okay, frequency is yearly. Got it. I didn't see that earlier. So, and this one is 21.6 yearly and 70 years old, saved for life. All right, so now we'll see it up here. That right here is your start of Social Security, and then both of you will start Social Security at this time. So your income was declining. You had your final year salary. It started declining a little bit, so you're at 800K, and it dropped down to 724. And then as you started getting Social Security, you started increasing your amount. So one thing that I definitely would like to see is what if we can start doing some Roth conversions in between here. Roth conversions would then make that money tax free. We're not getting, there's zero income in these years, and that's before RMD age. So RMDs mean required minimum distributions, and that's when you are forced to take out money monthly from your retirement plan, your 401ks, not including Roth 401ks. So let's put in cash flow note counts. Let's see if there's anything. Growth bond plan rates. I wonder if maybe you can put in some advanced growth rate here. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of things you can play around with this piece of software. Is this the right software for you or I? Not sure, but it does give us a lot of information. And for being totally free just to play around with this, all you gotta do is give them your email address and give it a try. Let's see what else we can add in here. So we got IRAs, HSAs. A lot of people may have HSAs now. Taxable investments. We got some Roths right here. Let's see if I can do a Roth conversion would be an expense later on. Travel emergency cost doesn't have that. Travel. Oh, and one thing we don't have is our living expenses. How much is our food and groceries and everything else? So we gotta add that. So let's add, just normal living expenses. So that's about $2,000 a month, I would say, bare minimum. Years in effect. This is 2,000. This is not 2,000 a year, so we make this 24,000. Okay. So that would, yeah. This is just normal living expenses. So let's look at our what's happened now is we got to a very high point of 600K, and because we have $24,000 a year living expenses, now everything has just started to decline, and we actually went into bankrupt. We ran out of money at age 66, even before Social Security started to kick in. So in this circumstance, we would have to take Social Security at an earlier age. So let's say that was 66, I think. So let's put in 65 because we decided to. All right, so that's going to save us a little bit. 65, but you get less money when you do this, so you'd have to change your how much you're making a year or two. So these two numbers would probably decrease because you are now taking it early. So you're taking your Social Security early. and now, but at least levens out. So you hit a peak of 598,000, then you went down to 423,000, and then you just kind of plateaued, and eventually it started going down. But over time, your expenses would decrease too. So, what else can we add? I still don't see anywhere my car. I need a custom expense. Call this car. Use an event. It's definitely got to be a location for cars. This is silly. Amount, let's say $15,000 car. That's not 15,000 a year though. Come on, 15,000. Let's go with deactivate. All right, that's what I want. Years in advance effect. So frequency, it is monthly, and we'll just add that car payment is, let's say, $500 a month. Not for life either. We'll pay off our car, let's say 45 now. Let's say we'll pay it off in 5 years, age 50. So your car expenses would be they would eventually drop off, but it really didn't make much difference in our investment, our projection here. So things that will change with your salary: you will get a yearly increase in your salary, most likely. So let's go back. Let's put changes over time. So match inflation. So we will increase. We'll say 2.5% increase every year. Okay. Let's see what it did. Nothing really. It says we are. Oh, it didn't. Even, our money didn't even keep up with inflation. It just flatlined there. That's funny. So increase to match inflation. So I think that was a better way to go. So changes over time. We're going to change that to match inflation. Save. Okay. Now it's actually, if we were able to match inflation, then it'd be better. But looks like I didn't see this before. We will run out of money when we are 81 years old and have a net worth ran out of liquidity. So we will have no more money. We will only have our 401ks at that point. I think that's what it's saying. Net worth of 4,000, or maybe that's our house. Yeah, what is causing this? Ran out of liquidity. I think that's only the house at that point. Cash flow priorities. Okay. Today's currency, actual currency. Out of money. Let's see what it says. Able to cover expenses during simulation years for 80 and 81. Even, okay. At that time, you wouldn't have that car payment, so that's strange. That expenses, car payment now to age 50. Living expenses, life payments start now for debt. So yeah, there's a lot of things you gotta play around with and learn and compare. So hopefully it's helped you figure out a little bit about Projection Labs. I think it's a good software, good starting point. I would like to try other softwares out there and evaluate them also. But don't know if I'd put my trust in this 100%. But before I went to a financial advisor, I think I could throw some scenarios into here and see how they matched up with your financial advisor's information. So, all right, hope this helped you guys. Thank you.